Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another CUNYAC Fall Feature. With fall sports canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we here at CUNYAC are spotlighting student athlete once a week during the fall semester, highlighting their accomplishments, talking about their experience at the collegiate level, and what they've been up to over the past few months during quarantine. I'm your host, Eldridge Chavez, and you can catch the CUNYAC Fall Feature every Friday on our website, CUNYAThletics.com, and on our YouTube channel, CUNY Athletics, as well as on our social media feeds by searching CUNY Athletics. If you missed last week's features on the Hunter College Hawks, Blaze and Regis Enema, go give it a watch. We spoke about their postseason run in the men's soccer championship, their future aspirations, and who would win in a one-on-one between the two siblings. Now with me today is a very talented runner from City College of New York. He is the three-time cross-country indoor track and field champion, a three-time CUNYAC cross-country all-star, as well as the three-time CUNYAC Indoor and Outdoor All-Star, the recipient of the CUNYAC All-Sportsmanship Team for Cross Country, as well as the 2020 recipient of the Athletic Director's Honor Roll for CCNY. He's a bronze medalist in the 800 meters at the 2020 ECAC Championship, as well as a bronze medalist in the CUNYAC Indoor Track and Field Mile Run. From CCNY, please welcome my guest today, the Beavers, Muhammed Qadri. Muhammad, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for being here. How are you doing today?
Hi, how you doing, LJ? Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure coming
No,
through.
thank you.
Yeah.
I saw you. We have a guest. We have a cat. Well, maybe someone's hand up there. I don't know.
Yeah, my brother's sleeping up there, but he was like, he's fine. He said, you can go ahead. I was like, all right.
No problem, man. I'll try to keep it quick. Let your brother get back to sleep.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, let's just start off real quick right off the back. I saw you from Staten Island. Why CCNY? Why choose to study there?
So for all the schools that I had went through, it would be obvious for me to go to CSI. But for me, I wanted to study engineering. So the best engineering program that I saw fit was CCNY. There was no other ones there. So that was mostly my reason for going to CCNY.
Okay. So you're majoring in engineering, just mentioned that. What exactly you want to do in that field of work?
So for me, mechanical engineering is really broad. So what I want to do, I want to expertise in automotive engineering. So hopefully, hopefully I can go get a higher degree in there and then work into the automotive industry and work with cars. That was my passion.
Okay. And how long would that take? Like, obviously a bachelor's. Like, what other degrees would you have to pursue to achieve that?
Right now, I'm trying to pursue a master's in there, and hopefully a master's will suffice.
Okay.
Into getting a job in the industry to help me work with mechanics, like all around with like Audi, BMW, Lexus, just to name a few.
Yeah. Oh no, that's awesome, man. Good luck with that. That's great news. Glad to hear that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So you're an accomplished runner. Is there any other sports you excel at?
Yes. So not that many people know this. Before I started running, I played sports as a kid. I played basketball, football, soccer, all to name a few.
Wow.
And I got into running very late. Yeah.
All right. So then what made you just, kind of put the rest of the sports in the back burner and just focus on running?
So it was a funny story because I had one of my friends in middle school challenge me to a race. and I didn't know that he was on track. And it was like a regular relay race, like from fence to fence. And then I beat him in the race. And then he was like, oh, you should join track because I'm in track. And I was like, yeah, it's a good idea because I tried out for all the other teams and I got into the teams, but they didn't fit me well.
Yeah.
Like the track team did, so I joined track in high school.
No, that's cool. That's awesome. I had a similar thing when I was in grade school. Like a friend of mine was like, "Oh, let's race." Tell you this much, he left me in the dust. It was no running for me on that one. I figured out that running is not my cup of tea. But that's great.
But it usually happens in like little experiences like that. It's cool.
Yeah. It's just the subtle things that happens that kind of like just change a future
and
for
it
you.
Sparks your whole life. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. So you were part of a large group of student athletes to receive the Athletic Director's Honor Roll for CCNY. How does it feel to be recognized not only for what you do on the track, but also, academically?
Academically, it's very important to me because of how engineering is. So I pride myself over doing the best that I can. It's good to be recognized, but I'm not after the recognition. I'm just after getting the best degree again. And it's good to get recognized once in a while.
Yeah.
But you know what? You have to keep your steady mind, steady heart, and then you got to get after what you need, like in both in track and in academics. So we're not here just to play around. So
no, that's good. And you know, you
yeah,
kind of touched on that, not to play around.
yeah.
What kind of challenges did you have, if any, you know, balancing academics and athletics?
It was very challenging when I first started off because I was commuting from Staten Island. So I
Yeah,
would
that's a long trip. Yep.
people don't know that going to practice 6 a.m., 7 a.m. takes a lot out of you. And then when you're in class, like you're already tired in class. So studying is hard to do. Then coming back and eating is hard to do. And then going back to practice is hard to do. So it's very challenging just trying to juggle all that. But if you find like the right mindset and the right time schedule and you put yourself to a certain degree, you can manage anything. That's what I
Yeah,
believe.
no, for sure. A lot of people I spoke with, a lot of student athletes echo exactly what you said. The
Exactly.
challenge is basically a full-time job. You know,
It is. People don't
even
understand
more,
that.
like working overtime, like you said, you know, from
Yeah.
6 a.m. till 8, 9 p.m. And
Exactly.
that's
Even later in
crazy.
night, yeah, we sacrifice so much sleep. Like it's so much.
Yeah, you sacrifice sleep, you sacrifice a social life,
Yeah,
maybe even actual like work, depending on what you're gonna do. Like,
yeah,
there's a
for
lot of
sure.
sacrifices people have to make, and you're
Yeah.
right. A lot of people don't realize that.
Mhm.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's continue. Let's continue that path. Actually, no. Let's transition a little bit into to track and field. You know what you're known for.
Yeah.
At CCNY, there's such a winning tradition in there, especially when it comes to running. I mean, you guys, I think in track and field, you won 12 straight CUNYAC
Yeah.
championships, something like that. And I
Yeah.
know cross country, not too far behind that, probably like 5 or 6 times uh,
Yeah.
straight at least.
Okay.
What have you learned during your first 3 years competing as a Beaver?
So for me, as soon as I came in, I knew there was a huge pedigree of winning and championship mentality. And
Yeah.
coming from high school, that was all we did. We would compete. So coming into this, all I wanted to do was secure the victory every time. But that wasn't on the front of my mind. It was always on the back of my mind until championship day. Because of course you want to do really good in running, and you want to hit your PRs, your PBs, and all that stuff. But when it comes to championship mentality, CCNY has a really high pedigree. So it was also one of the reasons I went to that school because they had a really good championship mentality.
Okay, that's great. And talk about like philosophies and mentalities. Your coach, Demetrius Murray, what kind of philosophies did he instill as a coach to you guys to get the very best out of you?
So one of the things that he said that stuck with me is out of all the teams in the CUNYAC, we do stick together as in all of our groups, like our jumpers, sprinters, distance. Like we are a tight knit group. We work together, we fight together, we bleed together, sweat together, we win together, and we lose
Yeah,
together. So no matter what we do it as a team, as a family.
the
So
family,
that
exactly.
close knit, that bond helps us really achieve a higher level of success when we do our championship. So that's really what stuck with me the most.
And it definitely shows. Like we talked,
Yeah.
you guys are reigning champions consecutive
Mm-hmm.
years in a row. So you know
Yeah.
that family unit, that family tightness definitely shows
Yeah.
on the field.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Um, so at the awards night for CCNY, you
Mm-hmm.
were awarded Most Improved Player for cross country. What kind of adjustments did you make to kind of prepare yourself to that next level?
So after our first year, we had a whole new coach. So I had
That's
to
right. Yep.
adjust my yeah. So I had to adjust my training regime to his plan. So as soon as it started out, I was injured. So I
Oh wow, I
wasn't
didn't
doing
know
really
that.
well in the beginning. Yeah, I was doing really bad in the beginning. So that summer, I put my head down and I just started training like insane, going to the gym 3 times a week, running every day until I needed a day off. And
Mhm.
after a while, I got strong enough where I could do the workouts with ease. And then when I came down for race day, like it would be an easy win.
Okay. What injury did you get?
So I had a labrum tear. It was my hip,
Oh,
left labrum.
wow,
Yeah, and it was. They said I was out for let's say 6 to 8 weeks,
wow, that's a long
but
time.
it didn't stop me. So I went straight to PT right there. I was on the bike every day. I was doing PT every day, and sooner or later, I was back in 4 weeks running the same times I was when I left off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I know. So we touched on you pursuing a career in an engineer, but you're a talented runner. Was there ever a thought about you considering running professionally?
Yeah, it still lingers in my mind to this day. Like, if I have the what's it called? I haven't reached my full potential yet. So I want to see me reach my full potential before I ever retire for running. That's why I feel like I'll never stop. So running professionally is something that always lingers in my mind. One day, maybe make it to the Olympics. If you never know what could happen. So I always just try to balance that out when I have my engineering career and also my running career and fitness, because that's always important for me.
Okay. If you had to choose, like you were guaranteed to succeed in one, which one would it be? Like, would you pick the running or would you pick engineering?
Man, I would probably pick the engineering because running is always going to be there.
Okay.
Because if I chose running, the engineering wouldn't always be there. I would have to work for that again. But even if I didn't run professionally, like I would have the engineering degree, but I could always run freely wherever I wanted to. So I'd probably take the degree. Yeah.
That's definitely a good perspective to have on that. I
Yeah,
think the selfish person with me, I probably would be like, I'm gonna stick to sports and do that.
Yeah, that's what my brother has. My brother has that mentality. But for me, I'm like, running is universal. It's in every sport. So no matter where you go, it's always going to be there. And it
you're absolutely right. Yep. I mean, professional athletes right now, once their career is over, a majority of them go back to school if they didn't finish already.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're 100% right on that. Yep.
That's why academics is really important to me. And it makes some long-lasting connections. I made some friends, some relationships that are been long-lasting for till who knows how long, like 8, 10+ years. So who knows how long it could take me. So it's really good.
No, that's good. That's awesome. That's a great mindset to have. Muhammad, again, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I do appreciate you sitting here. I do have one more question for you. Very simple. What does the future hold for you?
So for me, I can't answer it specifically because you can never know what the future holds for you. But you can always try to plan for it, but you can never perfect it. So for me, I just want to be able to live the life that I would say I was happy to live. Whether it be like if I ran, if I did my career, made my family proud, made my friends proud, made them happy. It could be anything, but as long as that's there, then I'll be set.
Okay. Yeah. Well, again, Muhammad, thank you so much for being here with us today. Truly appreciate it. Any closing remarks you have? Anything you want to just?
Not really. Just stay safe and keep wearing a mask because this pandemic won't end soon if we don't wear our masks.
For real, 100%. And thank you for saying that. So again, thank you, Muhammad, for joining me today. Thank you all for watching these fall features. I've been having such a great time getting to know these student athletes on a more personal level from our conferences. Just a quick reminder, again, the fall feature goes up every Friday on our site, cunyathletics.com, as well as our social media feeds. Just search CUNY Athletics. For Muhammed Qadri, I'm Eldridge Chavez. Until next time, cheers.
Yep. See you guys.